Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Hockey Talk TG Podcast. I'm Ty Glenn, and you're listening to this on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your local podcast streaming platform. So today will be a short episode because it's not really that much to talk about. So we'll try and make this a little bit short and concise. Not that much hockey news to really say to you guys, except still got the playoffs going on, of course, and then I think they made some announcements about the NHL awards that's happening on June 28th in Las Vegas, but I think they're going to release some awards throughout this week and possibly next week as well. Then they'll wait till the NHL awards in Las Vegas, June 28th, to say the other awards. Anyway, we're going to get into it now. So the Hurricanes, they forced Game 6 with a 4-1 comeback win over the New York Rangers, and now the Rangers lead this series 3-2. So will the Hurricanes complete the comeback and win the series in 7? The most recent team to do this was the LA Kings against the San Jose Sharks. I said this in yesterday's episode. So LA Kings, they were down 3-0 in their second round series against the San Jose Sharks, and they came back. They won in 7. That was in 2014. That was the year they won the Stanley Cup. So the Hurricanes looking to become at least the 4th or 5th NHL team to do this. Because, like I said the other teams on my podcast yesterday. You guys did not catch that. So the Hurricanes, they got goals from Jordan Staal, the team captain, and Evgeny Kuznetsov, Jordan Martinook, and an empty net goal from Marty Necas. Turns out Evgeny Kuznetsov's goal that broke the tie in the third period was the game winner, as he did the little bird celly right there. Really loved that celly. I think Rob Brindamore said when Evgeny Kuznetsov made his debut with the Hurricanes that he hated that celly before when Kuznetsov was playing against them, but now he just loves the celly. Game 6 of this best of 7 series is Thursday, May 16, 2024, of course, at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. Game 7, if necessary, if it does happen to go to a Game 7, this will be this Saturday, May 18th, and the time is to be determined. So not sure about the time yet, but I just wanted to point that out to you guys. If there does happen to be a Game 7 in this series, it will be this Saturday, but Game 6 is this Thursday, May 16th at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. If you live up east, it'll come on at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. If you live out west, it'll come on at 4 o'clock p.m. Western Time. So it just depends on your location. Like I said, the LA Kings were the last recent team to come back and win the series. Did it in 2014 against the Sharks, and they won the Stanley Cup that year. And throughout this game, Carolina, they really took it to New York. I feel like the Rangers, they had played great in the first and second period, but in the third period, after that Jacob Trouba shorthanded goal, which P.S. the Rangers have four shorthanded goals so far in this playoff. I feel like Carolina just took over. They were pressuring on them. They were all over them in the third period. That's what I would say. And kind of in the second period as well. But mostly in that third period where the Rangers choked it. They were all over them. They'd say, you know what, we gonna make this a series. I see the series going to 7 games. I said this at the start of the playoffs when I gave out my predictions at the very start of the playoffs. I see this series going to 7 games, and I believe the Hurricanes can get it done in Game 6 Thursday night. Take it back to MSG for Game 7, and we'll see who wins there. But yeah, Game 6 should be a good one. Now, let's head over to the Dallas Stars and Colorado Avalanche Game 4. So, Wyatt Johnson scored twice as the Stars take Game 4 5-1 against the Colorado Avalanche. P.S. Happy birthday to Wyatt Johnston. He is now 21 years old. So just 24 hours before his birthday, he comes up clutch for the Dallas Stars. So it's a little pre-birthday present right there, as you will. All right, so the Dallas Stars, they lead this series 3-1. They take both Games 3 and Game 4 on the road. So Game 3, they won 4-1. Game 4, they won 5-1. Emil Heiskanen, he had a 3.9 night, notching 1 goal and 2 assists. And the Stars, they outshot the Avalanche 34-25 in this game. So just all over them in Game 4. Jake Oettinger, he made 24 saves on 25 shots faced in net. And Game 5 is tomorrow, Wednesday, May 15th at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time on ESPN. If you live up east, it'll come on at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. If you live out west, it'll come on at 5 o'clock p.m. Western Time. So, yeah. The Avalanche, they were out Devon Tage due to an illness. And Vali Nichushkin, he's suspended for 6 months, so they will out him for Game 4. So he will miss the rest of this playoffs, and he will also miss the first month of the 2024-2025 NHL season. And according to Avalanche coach Jerry Bednar, the team looked frozen, and they were also moving slow and not skating. So I don't know what was wrong with the Avalanche right there, but that was just what he said. And the team, they were still struggling. Like after the first period, it seemed like the team was struggling. They had a lack of execution. They were moving slow. Like they were not generating enough to tie up the series at 2 games apiece. So, and it was probably the same thing for Game 3. Who knows? It was probably the same thing for Game 3 because these scores, like I said, Game 3, they won 4-1. Game 4, they won 5-1. So it was kind of like that as well. So it kind of felt like the team was also moving slow, not generating enough in Game 3. So Avalanche, they have their backs against the walls. Let's see if they can force a Game 6 back at home tomorrow, May 15th, when they play Game 5 against the Dallas Stars at American Airlines Center. All right, some NHL games on the slate for today. So we got Game 5 between the Boston Bruins and Florida Panthers. The Bruins had their backs against the walls. They're facing elimination. They're trying to stay alive in this series against the Florida Panthers. The Panthers, of course, trying to close it out and go to their second straight conference final for, of course, second straight season. Brad Marchand, he was out for Game 4 with an upper body injury after being hit in the head by Sam Bennett in Game 3. So he did play Game 3, but he missed the third period, I think. And so he was out for Game 4 with that injury, but he will play Game 5. He will travel with the team for Game 5 when the Bruins play the Florida Panthers. And like I said before, like I said on this podcast, I think it was yesterday I said this on my podcast. All hope is not lost. It may seem like that. You guys may see, oh man, Ty, you're just trying to give us confidence. You're just trying to say something. But we all know we're going to lose. Like, I know that's what you Bruins fans are thinking about. The sentence I just said, you're probably thinking, you're just trying to give us confidence. Thanks for bringing my hopes up high. We just lost. Like, we ain't going to do it. I know that's what you may be thinking. But think back to last year when you guys were up 3-1 over the Florida Panthers. And the Panthers came back. They won 7 against y'all. You guys can possibly do the same thing against them. I mean, the Boston Celtics, they had their Game 4 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. They're now leading this best-of-7 series against the Cavs 3-1. And they're 1 win away from going to the conference finals. You guys, the Boston Bruins, can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. You can beat the Panthers in 7 just like they did to y'all last year, and y'all could be in the conference final as well. So it's going to be tough. I said this on my podcast yesterday. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. It's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. I'm not guaranteeing that you guys will win tonight. This is not a guarantee. This is just, kind of giving you hope and, not willing to back down. So I'm not guaranteeing a win tonight for the Boston Bruins because I know it's going to be tough against the Florida Panthers, but I'll just say this. Go out, play y'all. I kind of say this at least most of the time when I'm playing hockey. Go out, give you all, have a great game. Try and get more pucks on net because I know the Panthers have been out shooting you guys at least the last couple of games. So that was just one new thing to say. Get more pucks on net. Try and give them puck pressure in their zone, if you will. At this point, I'm just yapping. But anyway, all hope is not lost, and hope you guys have a great game tonight against Florida. I know it's going to be tough. I know the refs kind of helped the Panthers win Game 4 right there because of that controversial Sam Bennett goal that should have not counted. But, hey, it is what it is. We can't do nothing about it. So we'll see what goes down in Game 5. The Bruins force to Game 6, or will the Panthers close it out at home against the Boston Bruins and go to the conference finals? And they will play the winner of the Rangers and Hurricanes if they do happen to make the conference final tonight. All right, and we also got Game 4 between the Vancouver Canucks and Edmonton Oilers. Of course, Carson Soucy will be suspended for one game for cross-checking Oilers captain Connor McDavid. Soucy had 4 assists and a +3 in 9 games this postseason, and he finished the regular season with 6 points and a +-10 rating in 40 games. So he had 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points right there. So subbing in for Carson Soucy will be Noah Juulsen. Hopefully I pronounced that last name right. But he will play Game 4 tonight for the Vancouver Canucks. He only played 1 game this postseason, and now it's Game 2 of the first round when the Vancouver Canucks were taking on the Nashville Predators. And then the Canucks lost Game 2 4-1 to the Predators. So that was the only 1 game he played. But Juulsen did finish with 7 points in 54 games during the regular season. So 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points right there. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. So it's just a little short episode today. Not really that much to talk about. But I thank you guys for tuning in and listening to the podcast. So we'll see what happens in tonight's game. And like I mentioned before yesterday, don't forget to get your copies of my book, Rising Up, A Young Player's Journey to the NHL, and Slapshot Struggles, the story of our middle school hockey team. So those books are on Amazon. You can click the link down in the description, or you can just search my name. You can just search my name, Ty Glenn, on Amazon, and they'll show up. Also, I'll be putting out a Macklin celebrating breakdown highlight video on the TG Hockey channel. So don't forget to subscribe to the TG Hockey YouTube channel along with this podcast YouTube channel, and also follow this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast stream platform. Follow on there. So, that's just a couple announcements I wanted to make before I end the show. But like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow to break down Game 5 of the Bruins and Panthers, and, of course, Game 4 of the Canucks and the Oilers. God first. Be blessed. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and peace.